In this lesson, we're going to be talking about being an expert witness and what it means to be an expert witness and some of the expectations that come with being an expert witness. So, first of all, what is a forensic expert witness? Well, an expert witness, and particularly a forensic expert witness, is somebody who is an expert in a particular field or knows a lot about a particular field. And this is somebody who would be providing evidence or testimony in the course of a court proceeding. If you remember from other lessons, forensic actually means relating to a court or a court proceeding. So when we say forensic, we're really talking about something involved in a court proceeding. So an expert witness may provide general information about a topic. That may be something that you call an expert witness for, but a forensic expert witness would be somebody who would provide testimony directly on a piece or pieces of evidence. So you would have something that had been acquired in evidence, and the forensic expert witness would be somebody who came in and evaluated that evidence and took a look at it through the lens of their particular profession and expertise and formed some opinions or analysis about that particular evidence. So, what are the expectations of an expert witness? Well, the first one is credibility. In addition to credibility, a lack of bias. And of course, there's also something that's a little bit maybe harder to define, and that's just the idea that you're going to be memorable. So what does it mean when we talk about credibility? In order to be credible, you have to have proof that you have the knowledge that you need in order to be an expert in a particular area. So you have to have a lot of experience in that particular area. You've got to have advanced degrees maybe in that particular area, although really the significant amount of experience is going to do really well in just proving that you have that knowledge. In addition to having the experience, you've got to be able to articulate the knowledge that you have so that you can demonstrate that not only do you know what you say that you know, but you can explain it and suggest to the court or a jury that you do have the information and that you can explain it easily to them. You have to have an understanding of the evidence. So it's not enough to know a lot about a particular field. You've also got to know about the evidence that you're being presented. If you're sitting in the witness chair and they're asking you about a piece of evidence and you say, well, gee, I don't know, then you're not going to come off as very credible because you don't know about really the case that's underway and specifically the evidence that's underway. You also have to be trustworthy, honest, and you've got to have integrity, and that's got to be demonstrable in some way. You've just got to be seen to be all of those things in order to be credible as a witness. Lack of bias. Jurors are going to toss evidence out if a witness appears to be biased. They're going to discount it. They're going to discredit it. They're just not going to pay attention to it as they get to the point where they're going through deliberations about it. It's just not going to factor into what they're reviewing as part of the case if the witness appears to be biased. That's just the way humans are, because they're going to assume that you've got some agenda that you are trying to move forward. Now, bias can come from appearance of a lack of knowledge. So if you appear not to have the knowledge that you need, then that can show a bias as well. You can also appear not to report all of the information, and that's going to indicate a bias. So if there's some information that would be really helpful for the jury to understand, and you don't report that, and you don't explain it, and you don't mention it, then they're going to think that you're trying to hide that particular piece of evidence and that you're probably biased and who knows what else you may have hidden or maybe not even told the truth about. So a lack of bias is really important. You have to appear to be completely unbiased and just somebody who's there to help move the court case forward in the trying of fact in order to come to a verdict or to find the facts of the case. You want to be memorable. You don't want to be the expert witness that nobody remembers what you said because you sat on the stand and you talked very quietly and you were mumbling a little bit and nobody really knew what was going on. You don't want to be that kind of expert witness. You want to be memorable. You want to present information in an understandable way. You've got to be able to articulate the information that you have in a way that everybody understands it as clearly as they can. You should be personable. You should communicate clearly. And of course, you have to be seen to be knowledgeable. If you are seen to be knowledgeable, then people are going to trust what you say a little bit more. And, that comes down to kind of a human bias, I guess, where humans maybe are more biased towards people who are knowledgeable. They're going to be more likely to believe somebody who either looks or sounds more knowledgeable, whether they are or not. It's just kind of the way humans are. So you need to be memorable, and here's some ways that you can be memorable to a court or a jury. So expert witnesses are expected to provide testimony about particular pieces of evidence or maybe just about a particular subject area. You want to be credible, unbiased, and memorable. And most importantly, you need to be knowledgeable. You shouldn't ever take a case where you don't really know everything that you need to know, whether it's about the evidence or it's about that particular subject area, because you're not going to come off as knowledgeable as you need to be, and you're not going to be doing anybody any favors.